Hi everyone. I wanted to share just a few of my favorite things. It's kind of random. I just had a lot of different little things that I wanted to add in that didn't really fit anywhere else, so here they are all together. One of the things I like to do is keep an eye on products that you can buy about books or libraries or readers. And so you can look online for all sorts of things like that, but this is one of the ones I liked. Um, if you ever come across t-shirts or mugs or bags, send them my way because I like those kind of things. Are kind of fun. Another thing to do if you're interested in children's books is to look on Pinterest, and they have, if you search children's and books and showers, or party, but usually showers, you can come up with hundreds and hundreds of different ways that you could use a book and then extend it into snacks or parties or activities or different things like that. So I highly recommend hopping on Pinterest if you are a member of that media and searching out some children's book themed parties. Just wanted to remind you that this is my blog. If you wanted to subscribe to it or follow it, and on there I talk about all of those different tabs there. Um, if you want to keep in touch with me and see what's up in the future. And again, I don't make any money on that. I just like doing it. Another thing I like to do for fun is to join Facebook groups about books. And so here's one that I really like. And it is closed, so you'd have to request being on there. If you're out in cyberspace, I wanted to show you a few of the blogs and websites I like to follow. So this is listed on my blog off to the side. But if you wanted to just glance through some of those titles, these are some of the people I'd like to follow because they have news about children's books or teaching or children in general. So it's kind of fun to follow up on what they have to say. Just scroll through here so you can see who I follow. Pause it if you want to write any of those titles down. Here's a DVD that I bought called Library of the Early Mind. It's a documentary made by publishers and authors and historians in children's literature, and they put together, I think it's 2 hours long. It's worth the money. You can go to that website at the bottom to see a trailer and also to get a link to where you can buy it online. But I really, really liked it. I wrote down tons of quotes from that movie. So if you wanted to learn a little bit more, that would be a great thing to buy yourself. Here is a book I have bought recently that I really like. I have a thing for puppets. I don't know, I'm weird, but this book is from a storyteller in Utah. He also performs at a local library, but he published this book to teach people how to make their own puppets. Um, in fact, it was funny, when I was getting my bachelor's degree, I was taking a puppetry class, and I was home making my puppets for my homework, and my roommate was sitting next to me studying statistics or something like that. It was a really difficult math class, and we were both doing our homework at the same time, and she just kept laughing at me, thinking I was so weird that my homework was making a puppet. But I do like puppets and Muppets and anything you can use to help tell a story. So this book I highly recommend. Inside it tells you the different types of puppets that can be homemade. There are a variety of categories in case you didn't know. And then it teaches you how to make a stuff it, which is where you take any stuffed animal and you make it into a puppet. So it teaches you how to do that and how to talk with them correctly, and it's kind of fun. So if you're into that sort of thing, or if you plan to be a librarian, then you would need to know a little bit about puppets because they're useful for early childhood. Another fun thing is if you hop on Etsy, they have many, many different kind of graphic artists who like to take children's book quotes and create them into pictures or wallpaper or children's bedroom framed pictures. So here's one I liked from Etsy. I have wondered if people who create these things have to get permission to use the artwork from these trademarked characters. I'm not sure, but they're kind of fun, especially if you were going to be planning a party about children's book themes. Another thing that I think is really fun are visiting different museums. So I wanted to show you a few museums that I have enjoyed and some that I want to go to. This one is in Ogden, Utah. It's called the Treehouse Museum, and it's kind of an interactive children's play place, but it is centered around stories. And so when you go there, there's a treehouse inside the building, full size, and you can kind of climb around on it. And they have a theater room where you can participate in a play, and then lots of different exhibits about how to tell a story or how to write a story or how to be a storyteller. So that's a really fun place to be if you are ever passing through Ogden, Utah. This is another museum I haven't been to, but I would like to go to in Abilene, Texas, called the National Center for Children's Illustrated Literature. It's more for illustrators to go and visit, but they have, this is just a snapshot of, I don't know if you can even see some of these names, but a snapshot of illustrators, and all of their artwork is showcased. So I don't know if you can see, but that's David Shannon in the middle, which I have talked about in the past. Here's another museum. Actually, this is just one particular museum, but if you are living in a city, almost all cities have their own city art museum, and almost all of those art museums have a children's book week. So find out what your local town does to celebrate children's books and become a part of that. Here's just one example. This is from New York, New York. They have something called the Sugar Hills Children's Museum of Art and Storytelling, and they have different things that go on throughout the year. Every city also has, in addition to an art museum, often they have a children's museum, which is a hands-on, play-based place where they want children to interact with the activities there. And so here are just a few different ones I've been to. This one right here, the Children's Museum of Phoenix, which I really enjoyed. The Boston's Children's Museum is known for a lot of fun literacy-based activities, and this one's also famous, the Chicago Children's Museum. Most cities have their own children's museum now, so that's something to look into in your area. This is one, if you're traveling internationally, that's well known. It's called Seven Stories, and so that's fun if you're ever in England to go and see their center for children's books. There's a lot of different books that we still enjoy, such as Peter Rabbit from their history. Here's a museum I really want to go to. It's in Ohio. It is a children's illustration museum where they have a lot of art from different picture books. And finally, you cannot talk about children's book museums without talking about the new Eric Carle Museum of Picture Book Art. It's only been opened in the past few years. It's got great programs and exhibits, and it's on my bucket list to go. So hopefully one day you might be able to go. Anyway, those were some fun things to keep an eye on. Thanks.